Good morning. Excuse me. I flipped open to the wrong page. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting to order. This is the Commission for Independent Education, and I'm Mildred Coyne, Chair of the Commission. Today is May 26, 2023. Ms. Hood, could we please have a roll call?
Yes. Commissioner Coyne.
Present.
Commissioner Williams. Commissioner Whitaker. Commissioner Cross.
Present.
Commissioner Taylor-Ellis.
Present.
Commissioner Marty. And Commissioner Stefano.
Present.
I'd like to remind everyone that if you have not already done so, please put your phones on silent. Thank you. It's now time for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Commissioner Taylor-Ellis.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you all for joining us this morning. The Commission begins its meetings with the introductions of those in attendance. Mr. Eldridge, would you please proceed with the introductions of our visitors?
Jacqueline Lockhart, Your Beauty and Barber Academy, Sebring, Florida.
Craig Young, Your Beauty and Barber Academy, Sebring, Florida.
Mike Hallman, American Institute of Beauty, Largo, Florida.
And Michael Hallman, President of American Institute of Beauty in Largo, Florida, and also former chair of the American Association of Cosmetology Schools, which represents 1,300 schools across the country. Please pay attention to gainful employment. It impacts everyone in this room. Thank you.
Good morning, Lynn Mulheron, Vice President of Government Relations for Florida Career College.
Good morning, Dr. Joe Angley, Cole Middleton School Consulting.
Ann Bouchard, Cole Middleton Consulting.
Morning, Commissioners and staff. I'm Dr. Jose Otero of Otero Consulting Group.
Good morning. My name is Greg Doctor from Merrifield Academy in Fort Lauderdale.
Good morning. My name is Ariana Cascaroa from Creative Hub Academy, Miami, Florida, and I'm here just to learn and listen.
My name is Rachel Swagger, and I'm with Xanadu Academy.
Stephen Lazare, the Controller and Compliance for the Aveda Institutes in Florida.
Jeanette Durr with the Synergy Career Academy in Holly Hill, Florida, and I'm about to be joined by our CEO and President, Jason Meyer. Not here yet.
Ruben Savarce with Tanaj Shalom Institute.
Hi, Janet West with Tanaj Salon Institute in the Villages, Florida.
Hortense Richmond, Trinity Global.
Dr. Daniel Richmond with Trinity Global Institute, the President.
Meriden Mendoza, Trinity Global, Dean.
Good morning, Vicky Gison, Trinity Global Institute, Director of Nursing Clinical.
Maria Isabel Merritt, Global, Trinity Global Instructor.
Good morning, this is Dana Bailon, Faculty of Trinity Global Institute.
Hello, I'm Dr. Joseph Sire Bailon, Director of Accreditation, Compliance, and Testing at Trinity Global Institute.
Good morning, Dr. LeDuc, Trinity Global Institute, Faculty.
Good morning, Maria Espinoza with the Spa Barber Academy.
Good morning, Disney Riveron Perdomo with the Spa Barber Academy in Miami, Florida.
Good morning. Oh, wow. This is Dr. Carfred Charlo, Vice President of Trinity Global Institute.
Good morning, Candace Brown with Zenum Gifting Hands Healthcare Institute, Fort Myers, Florida.
Good morning, Keith Jackson, CMN Healthcare Institute, Fort Myers, Florida, board member.
Good morning, Mary Ritacco, Ritacco Consulting.
Good morning, my name is Sandra Johnson. I'm with Royal Beauty School of Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Good morning, Roberto Morales, COO, Suncoast Community Health Centers, and Chairman of the Board of Directors for Suncoast Career Academy.
Good morning, Andrea Sanchez with Suncoast Career Academy.
Morning, Tiffany Hamill, Suncoast Career Academy Director in Brandon, Florida.
Good morning, Vito Nicholas with Donatello School of Nursing.
Good morning, Natasha Nicholas, the President of Donatello School of Nursing and Healthcare.
Good morning, Jennifer Paul, Broward Miami Health Institute.
My name is Bethlen Milliam. I'm with Believe Nursing Academy.
Good morning. It's Dr. Michael McNeil from Dental Career School of Tampa Bay.
Good morning. Christopher Otwell with Space Coast Education Center in West Melbourne, Florida.
Good morning, Deborah Normile with Space Coast Massage, Space Coast Education Center, West Melbourne, Florida.
Good morning, Valerie Laundre with Space Coast Education Center.
Good morning, I'm Natalie Biegert with Space Coast Education Center.
Rick Stork with Space Coast Education Center, West Melbourne.
And lastly, Jody Stork, Space Coast Education Center in West Melbourne, Florida.
Good morning, I'm Deborah Jones with Acesso.
Good morning, Janice Servey with Acesso Nursing.
Good morning, Anthony Iannucci from Unity Gain Recording Institute in Fort Myers.
Good morning, commissioners and staff. My name is Alan Mortham. I'm the Executive Director of Florida Association of Post-Secondary Schools and Colleges in Tallahassee.
Sandy Mortham, Mortham Governmental Consultants.
Good morning, Lilibet Pares, Campus Director, Technical Institute of Florida.
Good morning, Dr. Edison Pares, Program Director of Technical Institute of Florida.
Good morning, Tamara Petroshkova with Pristine Beauty Academy.
Good morning, I'm Laura LaRusso from Spa Professionals Academy in Bonita Springs.
Great morning, I'm Ashley Short. I am the owner of Luxurious Lux Beauty Academy in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Good morning, I'm Patricia Allen, President of Abundant Life Nursing School.
Good morning, I'm Kathleen Padula from the Chapman School of Seamanship in Stuart, Florida.
Good morning, I'm Rachel Daly with the Skin Factory, Lauderhill, Florida.
Good morning, Henry Torres, Paul Mitchell School, Miami.
Good morning, commissioners. Good morning, staff. Roxandra Tipa from Miami Ad School, financial officer.
Good morning. My name is Henry Mairena. I'm the managing director of Miami Ad School.
Good morning. I'm Craig Parsons, president of Champion Truck Driving School in Largo, Florida.
Good morning. Juan Almonte, Florida Truck Driving School in Jacksonville, Florida.
Good morning, Tracy Mitchell, Who's Next Institute, Jacksonville, Florida.
Good morning, Taylor Mitchell with Who's Next, Jacksonville, Florida.
Good morning, Who's Next Institute, Jacksonville, Florida.
Good morning, all. I'm Plinio Ayala, President and CEO of Perscolis.
Good morning, Jeff Gonzalez, owner of Elite School of Cosmetology, Niceville, Panama City, Norwalk, Ohio, Ashland, Ohio, Kaizen Beauty Academy, Pembroke Pines, and Middle States Association CTAC Committee.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Hector Mañón, Coordinator of Post-Secondary Programs for ARC Educates in Sunrise, Florida.
Good morning. I'm Melissa Mendez, Liaison Officer of Centurion Institute, Miami, Florida.
Good morning, Jalen Plasencia Leonardo from Centurion Institute, Miami, Florida, School Director.
Good morning, Jamie Driggers, Alpha School of Massage, Jacksonville, Florida.
Adam Driggers, Alpha School of Massage.
Good morning, everyone, commissioners and staff. Betty Ross Jacobs,
representing Charnix New Generation School of Beauty, Vero Beach, Florida.
Good morning. My name is Joseph McCartney. I'm manager and instructor at Charnix New Generation School of Beauty.
Good morning. Crystal Swinton, Director of Business Development, Family Central, Fort Lauderdale.
Good morning. Sam Ferguson with Santora Giorgetti and Elite Does My Hair.
Chris Giorgetti, Santoro and Giorgetti, post-secondary educational consultants. Here today with Xanadu Academy, Instituto Politico, Gulfside Medical Training Institute, and Who's Next Institute.
Good morning, everybody. Jamie Buck, Vice President, Construction Ready Academy, Jacksonville.
Hello and good morning. My name is David Posner, Clinical Coordinator for Gulfside Medical Training Institute, Fort Myers, Florida.
Good morning. Pamela Fletcher, representing Gulfside Medical Training Institute, Fort Myers.
Good morning. I'm Dr. Chester Wilson with CW Training Academy.
Good morning. I'm Sharon Parker with Florida Student Cosmetology School, Fort Pierce, Florida.
Good morning. I'm Bobby Parker with Florida Student Cosmetology School of Fort Pierce, Florida.
Hi, I'm Bruce Plaw, Director of Center for Technology Training in Tampa.
Good morning. My name is Bob Harris. I'm an attorney with the law firm of Messer Caparello in Tallahassee, Florida, representing Abundant Life Nursing School and Alpha School of Massage, and Mark Murray when he gets in trouble.
This is true. It's very true. Mark Murray, I'm also an attorney in Tallahassee. I'm here today representing Trinity Global Institute.
Good morning. Lenny Au, Nursing Home Administrator with Crystal River Health and Rehab School of Health Sciences.
Morning, my name is Leslie Morgan. I'm an LPN CNA instructor for Crystal River Health and Sciences in Crystal River.
Good morning, my name is Diana Hammond. I'm with Hammond Healthcare Solutions Consulting with Crystal River School of Health Sciences. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Laura Cessna and I'm with the Education Institute at Tampa Family.
Good morning, Edith Pires with Crispy Barber Academy.
Good morning, Christian Pires from Crispy Barber Academy. Super, thank you. Welcome all. Next on the agenda are issues related to non-degree granting institutions. First, we have section 11 on the agenda is for institutions ordered to appear back before the commission. We will take the two institutions individually. Our first institution is the Center for Technology Training, Tampa, number 3094. Staff recommendations have been provided. If you are here from the institution, please come forward. Welcome and introduce yourself.
Once again, I'm Bruce Plaw, the Director of Center for Technology Training in Tampa, Florida. And I wish everyone a good morning, Madam Chair and the commission members.
Thank you. Commissioners, is there any discussion on this item? We have the report.
I had a question more internally, but the documentation shows there was a 91.9% placement rate in 2021 and 100% in 21-22. So I was confused why the school was put on this provisional, or was that the institution's data?
It's the placement rate for 2020-2021 at 48.44%.
Right.
So
Which
they're
is
ordered
erroneous.
to reappear.
In the exhibits, it shows 91.9. That's why I didn't know if that was what the institution had submitted or 'cause I saw the 49% as well.
When you originally, sorry, mic issues. When you were originally reported in 2021, did you report the 48.44% and then resubmit documentation showing the 90%?
Yes, somewhat so. What happened on the original reporting was that my staff made errors in several of the programs. And the commission staff, rather than opening back up those programs to correct the data, added a duplicate for each of the programs that they needed to correct. This created a problem with the math because it inflated the number of students that we had and the placements, and that's what resulted in an erroneous percentage that it was. Unfortunately, I did not see the summary that was emailed to my assistant. I don't go into the school as often as I used to, and I should have been copied on that because I would have caught that error. And it's perpetuated itself up to this time. And so when the correct data, which in November, I'm sorry to say that we do not have the aggregate percentage for what would be the first question I would ask if I was on the commission, and that is, what should the percentage have been? We were prepared to answer the percentage for each program, but not in its entirety, and I regret that. It was very embarrassing. So what I did in my second report is I went and explained that, showed the data that we actually, the correct data, and also all the rest of the emails that happened and all the rest of that. We're in the IT sector, but I've been doing this for over 20 years, and we have never had a problem with our placement percentage. Historically, it's always been in the 90 percentile. It's just the nature of the industry that we train for. So I'm hoping that the commission staff will accept the second report that I submitted, and also to take us from probationary. We were on probationary licensure because of this data reporting, and put us back on renewal so that we can, when I'm back here in July for the renewal, that we can, well, I've already submitted the application by the due date, and I submitted the application as an application for annual renewal, and that's what I'm asking the commission to do, is to rectify this so that we can move forward.
Is that something we can do, or do we need to confirm the data internally?
So we accepted, so the recommendation, staff recommendation is to accept the placement progress report, and then we will move on to the next steps. So this would be the last time that we requested that he appear in front of us.
And then process the application as standard. So I guess it begs the question from me. So I remember, the data problem. So how have you remedied that going forward so that we don't end up in this situation again?
Well, my staff knows better now, and not to accept duplications of our programs in the data input. What should have happened, because this happened to me before when I was entering the data, I would simply contact the commission staff, and they would reopen those programs that I need to make adjustments to, and then I would resubmit. So by creating duplicate programs to submit data to is problematic, obviously.
So you've done staff training.
I'm sorry?
So you've trained your staff.
Yes.
You've done some staff training,
Yes.
professional development. That's
the
what
hard
I'm looking
way.
for. Any further discussion? I'll take a motion to accept staff's recommendations.
So move.
Second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Hearing none, the motion is adopted. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Our next institution is Unity Gain Recording Institute, Fort Myers, number 988. Staff recommendations have been provided. If you're here from that institution, please come to the podium.
Hello, how are you?
Good morning. Good morning. Commissioners, you have the report from, as submitted. Are there any questions? Discussion? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to accept the staff's recommendation.
So moved.
Second.
Good morning, Commissioner Marty. Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Staff recommendation is adopted. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, sure. The section B on the agenda is applications for provisional licensure. We will take the institutions individually. There is one write-in addition to this section, item 15. These materials can be found in the addendum to the agenda. The first school is Alpha School of Massage, Miami Jarrell, number 11497. Staff recommendations have been provided. If you are here from the institution, please come to the podium and introduce yourself.
Good morning,
sir.
Adam Driggers from Alpha School of Massage.
Good morning. Bob. Any discussion?
I do want to clarify on, in your 605 plan, you describe 20 RNs, 20 CNAs, 20 PNs, but the program here is massage, I believe. So do you operate a nursing program or a nursing school?
No, that shouldn't be my data. I'm not sure if there's a cross in data there, but we don't do any nurse training or CNA training.
Let me double check, make sure I didn't see it wrong. Yeah, there's a lot of description of nursing, so it may be the wrong 605 form that we have.
You should have a 605 form for me.
We do for the other, for one of the locations. Let me check this one. It's the Durrell is the one that doesn't have, shows the nursing. The Palm Beach, I'm sorry. I'm not sure which one. One of them has it, one of them doesn't have it.
Yeah, so there should be, these should be applications for a Miami location and for a Boynton Beach location. Both massage schools, massage programs only.
So the Durrell one, I think,
Yeah.
has the nursing.
Yeah.
Our summary sheets that were submitted showed that the recommendation was denied based on financials.
Right.
We have submitted those financials, and I did bring copies with me today, both 2021 and 2022 financials. And 2022 does show the improvement that we promised in the financial improvement plan.
So has staff received that and reviewed those? And is that still then? Oh, it is, sorry.
It's on page 3 of the summary sheet.
And so is the staff recommendation still the same, to deny the application due to negative working capital?
Yes, it is.
I see, sorry.
And if you like, I can explain those numbers and
Yes, please.
show how they will be different moving forward.
That'd be
Sure.
helpful. Thank you.
That'd be great.
Yes, so in 2020, obviously, we had COVID, and the Board of Massage allowed massage schools to begin teaching online education. They did an emergency order. We did place an application in with you guys to deliver the programs online. That program was put to the side because the Massage Board has still not yet made those changes permanent, though they have extended it to 2025 to allow us to teach online. But we made extensive investments in creating that curriculum. We transformed our classroom into a video studio, and we hired full-time for about 16 months. We had full-time a videographer plus a part-time employee that helped us create that curriculum. And then on top of that, our programs operate quite differently than most of the programs that stand before you. Our main program requires, the revenue comes from our student clinicals. So we rely heavily on our student clinicals rather than tuition. Our students in that program, the program that has just been changed to $650, they pay less than $2,000 to come to school. The revenue comes from the student clinic. Our student clinic was hit very hard in 2020 and 21 because of the COVID crisis, including 2021. In Duval County, there were times that our hospitalization numbers were higher than they were in 2021. All that is corrected now. Our student clinic is back to operating at full status. Our student census is back up, and our numbers are improving. We made about a $50,000 swing from 2021 to 2022, and we are improving and already are in profit this year as well.
How many students? I'm looking.
Our massage program has active right now almost 100 students.
Executive Director, do you have any comments that you'd like to add?
So on your balance sheet for December 31st, 2022, you reported in your current liabilities an SBA EIL loan.
Yes, that's correct.
Why is that in your current liabilities?
It is an SBA loan that we took out during the COVID, and so we do make payments. That is a current liability that we are making payments on. That was not the PPP loans that were covered, but they're payments that we are making. We currently make payments on those loans.
Is it a long-term loan?
I'm sorry,
What's your term for your loan?
It's a long-term, I believe it's 25 years. Okay, so I guess what you're asking is why is it in current? Okay.
Correct.
Yes, I'm sorry. It should not be listed as a current. It is a long-term liability. My apologies.
This is why you can't trust accountants.
And Commissioners, if that was moved to a long-term liability, you would not have net working capital, I'm sorry. Negative net working capital.
And so, walk me through what's the then impact if we accept staff recommendations or delay with audited, resubmitted financials. Would that be?
So if you resubmitted audited financials, that moves that category into the correct category, and then you could demonstrate that there's positive working capital, we could go in that route and change staff recommendation to move him away from the denial, but the acceptance of the provisional with contingencies for updated financials. But let me double check with our legal team.
I believe he would have to waive his 90 days for a decision.
Okay.
And then part of the recommendation should include a delegation of authority to the executive director to grant the provisional license on the contingent. We'll just defer until July and bring all those back.
Okay, so we would ask you, sir, then, are you interested, are you accepting an opportunity to waive your right to a 90-day decision so that we can review updated audited financials, and then the commission would delegate authority to the executive director to grant the provisional licensure? Thank you.
Madam Chair, did you hear our conversation we just had? So predicting what council said, yes, absolutely. I think that would be the best thing to do, is just waive and come back to the next meeting, bring you the updated financials, so you have that before you, and your staff has a chance to take a look at it. And so that, plus I also think it would be good if you all kind of had an update for 2023 too, kind of where they are. Mr. Jiggers has represented things are better. We believe they are. Looking at that, so we'll be glad to provide information too. So you have the most information at the next meeting to make your decision on. Okay.
Can you predict the next Heat game?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think the Miami Heat are going to win.
Okay, so we are going to accept the waiving of your 90 days decision for your application for provisional license, correct? And then there's a motion to for the commission to provide delegation of authority to the executive director to, based on contingencies, grant the provisional licensure? Is that correct?
That's correct. I believe that's what we just, yes.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
And can I say
Aye.
that a little bit clearer for
Yes.
the record? So we are moving to grant the application for provisional license with contingencies, and that is the updated financials that are audited by a CPA.
Absolutely.
Then you are waiving your 90-day rights, and then the executive authority, we're granting approval to the executive director to review those financials and determine compliance.
Thank you.
That is the motion.
So
Do we-
moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries.
Now, will that be for both?
Well, we're going to do the other
Okay,
one right
yes.
So the next school is Alpha School of Massage, Palm Beach Gardens number 11499. Staff recommendations are before you to deny the application for provisional licensure. Sir, would you like to waive your 90-day?
I will, yes.
So, any further discussion is about the Palm Beach Gardens School? So we would make the same motion to grant the executive director authority to review the financials and develop contingencies towards I'm not saying it right.
It's okay.
Sorry.
We are moving to grant the application for provisional license with contingencies for submitted financials that are audited by a CPA, and grant authority to the executive director to review those in compliance.
Thank you so much.
That's the motion?
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries.
Thank you,
Thank
Commissioners.
you.
The next school is Believe Nursing Academy, Orlando, 12511. You have staff recommendations before you. If you're here from that school, please join us at the podium. Good morning. Commissioners, any questions or discussion?
Is this your first time setting up a school, operating a school?
Yes.
You did a really nice job with your planning and budgeting.
Thank you.
Very nice. Very well done.
Tell us how many students? Talk about your students and plan going forward.
Planning on doing small classes. I think it's student per classes.
I'm sorry?
For the 120 hour course, it's 8 student per class.
8?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have, the small could be the answer to the question, small classes, but what is your market differentiation in Orlando for a nursing academy?
We're trying to target people that have a desire to help elderly people. And we also try to involve immigrant, second language people. Age will vary from high school graduate and up.
And do you have working relationships with clinical partners for your students to connect to for job placement?
We do not currently offer job placement, but we do have, I actually have a lot of nursing home facility and ALF that reach out to us already, so they have appointment to go see our student once we have them.
Can you tell us about your faculty? Who will be, I know that that's one part of the contingencies, but I'm interested in your faculty. Who's going to be teaching?
We currently have 3 instructors. 2 that will be doing the theory class, and they can also do the clinical part of the nursing program, and 1 that will be strictly doing clinicals. I do have a list. I think that the commission asked me for a list. I do have a physical one, but if you want me to email you.
Well, I think you have to do that, yeah.
If you will submit it to your program specialist, we would
Okay.
appreciate it.
I can do that.
Thank you.
So do you have clinicals, clinical affiliation agreements?
Orlando Health and Rehab is the one that we have on file for clinicals.
Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to accept staff's recommendations.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next school is C&M Gifted Hands Healthcare Institute, Fort Myers, number 7946. You have staff recommendations before you. If there's anyone here from that school, please come forward and introduce yourself. I thought I saw some. Good morning.
Good morning, Commission. I'm Keith Jackson, board member.
Good morning. I'm Candace Brown, program director.
Can you give us a summary then of what of your school and the programs?
We will be offering the 120-hour CNA program, the home health aid program, and the phlebotomy certification.
And what's your anticipated enrollment, or your enrollment? Yeah, anticipated.
We initially anticipated accepting a small classroom size, maximum 12 students.
I'm sorry, how many?
Maximum 12 students.
Per program?
Yes.
Do you plan to launch all 3 programs at the same time or to stagger them out?
We do plan to launch all 3 programs at the same time with various start dates.
And are they all 100% on campus or are they online as well?
Yes, on campus.
On campus. Will you, and I'm scrolling right now to find it within the catalog, will you share with us the campus facilities that you have to accommodate the 3 programs and 12 students per program?
Well, we have 1 classroom. It's about 1,200 square feet. It's a split floor plan. We have the classroom size, which holds a maximum capacity of about 16 students, and we have a lab on the other side.
Thank you.
And can you share about your clinical affiliation agreements or how you're connecting your students to the marketplace?
Yes, we do have a affiliation agreement with a local skilled nursing facility in Fort Myers, Fort Myers Rehab. We also own a staffing agency, so we will be looking to credit it through ACA. So we will be looking to hire some of the students.
If I may, how do you plan to scale? And if you could speak to why you're choosing to start 3 different programs with small amounts as opposed to focusing on 1 or 2 and having a greater rotation and kind of growing that student base. Just wondering what your strategy is to kind of grow over time.
Well, in Fort Myers, there's a need for CNAs, phlebotomy, and home health aides. So demand for all three is somewhat of a surplus for us to try to get all three programs at the same time because of inquiry of individuals just asking and inquiring about those programs. And so, and overall, most CNAs are phlebotomists, and they start as home health aides. So it's just been the format to have all three for just the need of the actual student.
How many faculty do you have on hand to run these programs, or is it, or do you teach this, or is it, do you have faculty?
Yes, I do teach. I'm also a continuing education provider with CE Broker through Florida Board of Nursing. And so I'm prepared to teach all of the courses, and I do have 2 other nurses that are ready and prepared to come on board as instructors.
What curriculum do you use? How was your curriculum developed for this program?
Our curriculum was developed. We did seek out consultation to assist with the development of the curriculum through the Board of Nursing. We've actually been approved now, I think since December of 2021.
Thank you.
I'll just point out for future reference that if you modify your program to a hybrid and you do the theory hours online, you could probably fit 1.5 additional cohorts in that same classroom time.
I accept the recommendations.
All in favor? All right, no, it's okay. Yeah.
Any other discussion, commissioners? Hearing none, we'll take a motion to accept staff's recommendations to grant the provisional license for C&M Gifted Hands Healthcare Institute in Fort Myers.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
Thank you very
All
much.
those in favor, stand by.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion is adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next school is Construction Ready Academy in Jacksonville, number 11417. If you are here from that school, please come forward and introduce yourself. We have staff recommendations before us. I said it out of order.
Good morning, Jamie Buck, Vice President, Construction Ready Academy.
So tell me, talk us through the structure of your school.
We are a 20-day training program that provides 8 industry-recognized credentials for individuals who want to get into the construction industry as craft laborer. We provide a hiring fair on the 19th day of our program. We bring in local employers to place them with our employers. We have over the past few years through Georgia have graduated over 1,500 students in our program. We've got a 94% placement rate. We have a 70% after 1 year with our graduates. We follow our graduates through the lifetime of their career and offer them additional assistance if they need to be reapplied to another contractor if they end up getting laid off.
What are the industry certifications that they earn?
They received their OSHA 10-hour, NCCER Core, First Aid CPR, Bloodborne Pathogen AED certification, Competent Person Fall Protection, Powder Actuated Tool, Laser Tool, Forklift Safety Awareness, and ATSSA Flagger, Utility Flagger training.
Interesting. And how many students? Did you say that already? If you did, I'm sorry.
Over 1,500 to date.
What are you expecting in this location? And this is, I mean, this is all on, this is in your format for delivery of instruction.
I'm sorry?
How do you deliver the instruction? Are you online? Are you face-to-face?
We are in person. We have, we can accept up to 24 max in a class.
And they go through
20 days of training.
20 days, and then you come back, do you graduate you finish a cohort and then you accept a new
Yes.
group?
Yes.
Or you have a rolling admission?
We we recruit for them. They start a 20-day program. They graduate after we have a hiring fair on the 19th day, place them with employers. They graduate the following day. They go right to work with employers after that. Then we begin recruitment again for our next class.
What's your staffing?
We have 4 that will work with the actual class. We have an instructor, a site manager. We also have about 4 people that are out there recruiting as well.
And placement? Do you have placement staff or
A
the
placement director, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
They follow them throughout, 30, 60, 90, 180, and 365 days for retention.
And this is just actually for my own information, honestly. What tool? How do you track them? How do you keep?
We have a placement director that follows up, makes calls to them, to the employer, and also to the student to make sure they're still doing well, what wage they're making, and also if they have any issues, barriers.
And you're just keeping that in a spreadsheet?
That we use HubSpot, Caseworthy.
Okay, super. Anybody have any other questions?
I would like to mention
Oh,
that
sure.
we did have an audited fiscal year 2022 financial that was turned in. It was after the cutoff date. Barbara Davis does have that in hand, if that's a contingency. I also have a copy if you need that.
It will stay as the contingency and then we'll mark it as completed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, I had a follow-up question. Your tuition, it shows that students do not pay upfront.
Correct.
Do they pay out of their future earnings from the employer, or how do they pay?
We hope to go to the career source and apply for WIOA, to be on the ETPL list for WIOA, but also we have contractors that make donations to our program to pay for their tuition. So it's not, a student does not prepay for the program.
So if career source funding doesn't come through, that student still doesn't have to pay, doesn't owe the money?
No. We go through a scholarship.
So, I'm sorry, I see the tuition is marked as NA. So what is the tuition?
$5,000 per student.
And so if there is no subsidy from Career Source or from the employer,
Donations through contractors.
okay.
Yep.
And that's the entire revenue model then? You're just looking for other people to pay the tuition, right? Because
Correct.
if the student isn't paying.
Correct.
Well, I'm assuming the demand is very strong from the
Oh, yes.
employers, so they're
Oh, yes.
paying for it. And what's the average hourly rate for these?
1602.
And what's the job title that they enter?
Craft worker.
Craft worker? And
Entry
that's going
level.
to be on your targeted occupation list for your for where are you, Jacksonville?
Yes.
For Career Source? I'm sorry, it's called crafts worker.
Yes. Entry level.
$16.02?
Yes, ma'am.
And there's, I think the demand, I'm sure, is evident.
We usually have about 2 to 3 jobs, if not more, per student in our program.
Interesting. Any further discussion, commissioners? Thank you. I'll take a motion then to accept staff's recommendations to approve the provisional licensure for Construction Ready Academy in Jacksonville.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Congratulations. I think it's a really interesting model.
Thank you so much.
And needed.
It is. Thank you.
Our next school on the agenda is CW Training Academy, Daytona Beach, number 11418. You have the staff recommendations before you. If you're here from that school, please join us and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Chester Wilson, the owner of CW Academy, Training Academy.
Good morning.
Morning.
Any questions? Do you want to share about the Training Academy?
So the Training Academy offers certification programs to individuals who are trying to or attempting to improve their skill set to move into different job markets. Most notably, we stay within the criminal justice area. So today I'm before you for the private investigation course, but also offer other courses such as private security, as well as mediation and some ancillary courses for CPR, first aid.
So what are the specific certifications?
For this one,
Yes.
this one is for a private investigation. It's getting approval from the commission as a prerequisite for the Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services.
It says here approval of the hybrid and 100% synchronous delivery. Can you clarify the mode of delivery?
Of course, online is what is really attracting students right now, the ability to be able to stay in their environment and not travel throughout the state of Florida. However, I do have a physical location that if individuals need that face-to-face, then I am able to do a blended model. I'm set up for that.
And the online elements, would they be delivered in a real-time live way, or will they be pre-recorded and basically asynchronous?
It is a 40-hour live course.
Of course.
So this is a 1 week course, right?
That is correct.
And your plan is to have 7 students.
That is the lowest number of students up to a maximum of 20.
What are the prerequisite skills or background that the person needs to have?
They would have to apply. They don't have to have any background. However, once they complete the 40-hour training, they do have to go under a 2-year internship. My agency is already approved as a private investigation agency as well as a security agency, so I am able to provide the 2-year supervision that will be needed for them to apply for full licensure. Additionally, I have about 15 years of teaching criminal justice at the higher education level to be able to provide that level of supervision in terms of what's needed.
This is a license to continue the education towards that path.
This is the educational requirements in order to obtain licensure.
But you'd have to go through the internship before you get their license.
That is correct.
Before you sit for the license, right?
I'm sorry?
Before you sit for an exam to earn the license.
That is correct. You have to take the course and have your 2 years experience, and then you can apply for licensure. There are some elements where individuals are able to skip the 2 years depending on their experience and education level.
And how do you track placement? What does placement look like for private investigators?
So currently, right now, private investigators are able to function in a similar manner as security officers, so they are able to perform some of those elements. As we know right now, given the climate and the state of the country, security officers and private details are needed and are being hired every day. So right now I also am a civilian instructor for our law enforcement academy, and I do quite a bit of training with all of our local police. So I already have those established relationships as well as with our local state attorney. And that will be the goal, is to link individuals towards those career paths, especially for those who eventually want to become law enforcement officers. And within that arena, the goal will be able to link them and to head them in that direction.
And you have a plan to track those placements?
Yes. I do have a team that helps with efficiency and effectiveness outcomes.
Okay. And what's the wage?
The wage for private investigators with no experience can start out is at about $15 an hour, and that could range up to about $30 an hour.
What's your marketing plan to attract the students to start the first cohort?
So the marketing plan is really to try to answer the call of those who have been reaching out to me. That would be the first. The second is that my long-term goal has always been to target high school students who will not go to college, do not have the ability or the means to go to college and can't afford it. Because this certification does not require a college degree, it would be a tool that they could use to transition from college directly to the workplace to find a job that pays a livable wage, where they're not dependent upon an academic degree that they may or may not be able to earn. So my target is to target high school students first, those who are graduating high school.
Thank you. And I may have missed this, but what I understand again is complete this training, 2-year internship, and then they are eligible to apply for the licensure. The 2-year internship model, is that paid internship? Again, high school students need to pay their bills. Paid internship, and do you have that path and connections for that 2-year paid internship?
Yes, it is a paid internship. Now, however, some organizations may not. I don't get to control that factor, but most organizations require a paid internship because they will be doing a job. So if they are committed to that and will be signing on as an employee, they can get paid. However, if they are looking at it as additional income and maybe doing the hours between another job, it may take them a longer route and it may not be a paid internship. But it would be similar to those who are going through a police academy.
Thank you.
Is there an opportunity for and maybe this is what you just said, but so they can get hired by a company and be counting those hours and being paid
That is correct.
before they actually get a license. So they're kind of getting sponsored by an employer with the expectation that they get the license.
And maybe I need to be a little clear. Once they complete the 40 hours, they will apply to the department to become an intern. So they will receive a license as a private investigator intern. The difference is that they cannot practice independently until they become a Class C, a private investigator that can.
Okay. And is there, have you explored the option, I truly don't know the answer to this question, about the Career Source Broward being on the regional or target occupation list so that it can be eligible for Career Source funding?
Yes, they did reach out to me, and at the time when they asked me about this, I told them I actually was going through the process of getting approval. So it is my desire to circle back around that. Within the Daytona Beach area, my training area is noted as one of the local training areas. So between our city mayors and city commissioners, they're the ones who actually referred the career director towards me to see about adding the training programs I offer to their curriculum.
So are you currently a vendor with Career Source Broward, Career Source Volusia?
I am not.
Okay.
I've provided trainings for them, ancillary trainings, but this would be the method for becoming a vendor on their list.
Understood. And I just have one last question. I'm really very interested and curious. And so tell me, so just because I'm scrolling and I can find it, but what are the other programs that you offer that this will complement?
Currently, right now, I offer family mediation. I offer circuit civil mediation, county mediation, CPR and first aid, certified behavioral health case manager, private security. They're all escaping me, but there's a
Okay, that's okay. That's
list.
good. That's right. I was in the catalog and I just keep scrolling. That's exciting, interesting. New opportunities for students. Any other comments, discussion? We'll take a motion to accept the staff's recommendation to approve the provisional license for CW Training Academy Daytona Beach 11418.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes.
Thank you all. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Our next school is Florida Truck Driving School, Inc., Jacksonville 11442. You have staff's recommendation before you. If you are here from that school, please join us. Come on down. Good morning.
Good morning. Morning.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Name Juan Almonte from Florida Truck Driving School in Jacksonville, Florida.
So I see here you have an online delivery. Can you tell us what that looks like for a truck driving school?
That's where they learn their first week, what they call, we split it in 3 weeks. They learn how to, the safety and a few other like to get their permit, so they would practice pre-trip online. They would practice which is part of all the permit side.
So, but it's only part of the program, right?
It's only part of the program. That's correct. We split our program to 3, so that's a third of our program. So once the student gets their permit, then week 2 they'll do the backing up, and they'll learn backing up, different straight line offsets, and what we call alley dock. And the third week they're also practice some more and on the road.
So 3 weeks total?
Yes.
And how many students do you anticipate?
2 to 4 a week.
And your tuition is $4,900, right?
Yes.
And do you offer any ways for students to pay for that? Like, what are the options?
There's most of them is self-paid, but we also we could work with banks to provide finances for
loans.
Loans, yes.
Have you engaged in conversations with CareerSource for funding for the individual through our public sector of workforce development?
Like we owe one?
Yeah.
Yes. We'll get to that when, yes.
Where do you have a test? Do you have a truck test pad? Where you?
Yes, we are planning it. That's also in the works, right on site.
And how many trucks do you have?
Right now, we have 1 and 2 on purchasing now.
And you have are you the instructor or you have faculty?
Faculty.
And they're licensed, obviously.
Yes. I'm also licensed, but.
You are?
Yeah.
Do you have any, oh, never mind, I won't ask that question. Any other comments, questions, commissioners?
Yeah, this is your second location in Florida, right? Tampa?
Tampa is sort of a sister, but we're not affiliated.
What does that mean?
That means that their finances and their instructors and their totally different corporations.
Okay. And is your parent company in Tennessee?
No, there's also different affiliation.
Okay, that's referenced in the materials. So this is a standalone.
This is a
operation?
standalone, yes.
And you're the sole proprietor?
No.
No. Well, then I'm confused. Anybody else?
I'm confused. What's the affiliation with the Tennessee operation? It sounds like there's this trucking school in Tennessee.
What was the question?
It sounds like there's a parent company in Tennessee.
Okay.
That operates this trucking school. And they're expanding to Florida.
Right. Like I said, it's different entities. It has nothing to do with the finances, nothing is commingled with one another. So it's totally different.
So they do not own this operation?
Yes, we do own it, but our equipment is separate. Our faculty is going to be separate. We're not commingling. It's just different corporations.
So it's incorporated, but there's a parent company attached to it. I mean, it sits on top of it, is what it sounds like. So the parent company owns it and operates it, but it's a separate corporation.
No, the Florida Truck Driving School has its own finances. Tennessee Truck Driving School has its own finances.
I can get that. You could still have ownership over both.
Yes. But I wouldn't call it a parent company.
Owner?
I would say owner, yes.
Okay. Do we need financials for the parent company or the owner?
If the Tennessee-based business is the owner of this company, of your company, then yes, we would need the parent financial.
And that's not listed in the current contingencies, right? It's not.
Correct.
And to clarify that under our statutes and our rules, the owning corporation is the parent corporation.
Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'd like to make a recommendation to accept the staff's recommendations for a provisional license for Florida Truck Driving School, Inc., Jacksonville, with the added contingency of full financial for the owner-parent corporation. With a delegation of authority to the executive director to move the provisional license with satisfaction of the financials of the owner-parent company.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes.
Okay.
Thank you. The next school is Per Scholas Inc., Orlando 11402. You have staff recommendations before you. If anyone's here from that school, please join us at the podium.
Good morning. My
morning.
name is Plinio Ayala, and I'm President and CEO of Perscolas.
Welcome. Do you want to talk to us about the training that you're going to be providing?
It's end-user desktop support that leads to a CompTIA A+ certification. It's an individual that will fix your computer when it breaks down, any software issues that you may have. That's the person that will address that. If your network breaks down, that person will be trained to do that work as well.
And what's the curriculum that you're using? Is it have you developed it? Are you third party?
Yeah, we work with over 600 employers across the country, and our curriculum is informed by our employer partners, so they help drive the content of our curriculum. In addition to that, we use some of the CompTIA materials to create the curriculum as well.
And it's solely A+, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Could you speak to the tuition model?
It is no cost to our learners. We raise all of our funding through foundation support. I think over time, we would like to apply to be ETPL eligible and perhaps be able to access WIOA. But we've got huge national funders that help underwrite the cost of the training.
Are they pre-hiring the students, the learners? I love that you call them learners. Are they pre-hiring them and sponsoring them through the program? Is that a model now?
So our employers, many of our employers actually have offices here, and so they have expressed significant interest in hiring our graduates once they complete the program.
But they're not hiring them before they go through?
Correct.
I expect a day when we will be getting to employers are paying for their employees to go into our programs, just as a
I love that
pipeline
idea.
supply, for talent. That's where I'm going. So, any other discussion? Is this online? What's the delivery mode? Sorry.
It's in person. I think in time, with approval from this commission, we'll experiment with hybrid models, but it's fully in person right now.
And how many students do you take in a class?
About 20.
And do you include the certification exam?
Yes.
For the student.
All materials, all books, all costs for the exam we pay for.
And you have, I know you haven't started this yet, but you'll be tracking and getting the student to provide you with evidence of that they've taken the test and that they've passed the exam?
We get all that information. So we log it in Salesforce. We log all of our placement information in Salesforce. So we track this very aggressively.
What are some of the other trainings that you currently offer?
In other markets, we offer cybersecurity, cloud computing, software engineering, and I think in time, with the permission and approval of this commission, we'll add additional courses as well here in Orlando.
Is this a full-time intensive program, the 12 weeks?
Yes, sir, it is. Mhm.
And I know you mentioned there's employers, so there's definitely job opportunity for your students.
We scan the market before we consider entering into it. There are many IT jobs in the Orlando market, and especially around end user desktop support.
What is that hourly rate or salary for that?
It's about $21 an hour to start.
Thank you.
Any other discussion, further discussion? Hearing none, we'll take a motion to accept staff's recommendations to grant the provisional license to Per School Us Inc. Orlando.
So moved.
Second.
First and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes to grant provisional license.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. How are we doing? Commissioners, keep going? We'll get through this section. How about that before we break? Next is Pristine Beauty Academy, Orlando 11465. You have staff recommendations before you, and if you're here from that school, please come on up. Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Tamara Petrushkova. I'm the owner of Pristine Beauty Pristine Beauty Academy.
Good morning. My name is Rita Cruz. I'm a advisor, friend advisor.
Electrolysis and laser, facial skin care specialist. Those are the two programs that you're offering. Do you have other programs that you're currently?
No other programs.
So I guess my questions are often around for our beauty schools. So what's your market differentiator? What makes you different?
First of all, I'm originally from Eastern Europe, and I'm very big in Eastern European community. And especially lately, we have so many girls coming over, and they're looking for a job. But in order to get a job in aesthetics, you need to have a license. So since I'm very big in the community, I see the need of people getting the license. So one of the main reasons, the other reason, we do have two locations, two spas, and we see that constantly people like looking for licensed professionals. So, and we are constantly looking for licensed professionals. So we see the need.
So you own two spas?
Correct.
I see. How many students do you expect?
To start, we are thinking about per year. In a year, we're thinking maybe 50.
How long are the programs? Oh, I see, 320 hours. So how many weeks? How do you break that out?
Laser is 320 hours, and for facial specialist is 220.
And I guess, how are you distributing those hours? Like how long, how many weeks would that be for?
So it's around 30 hours a week, and yeah, if you do full time.
Okay. What is the tuition? I have it here. Here, never mind. I see it. And what is how is the student expected to pay? Like, what do you think? How do you think students are going to be able to pay the tuition?
So we were thinking about the payment program, maybe, right? Some.
Financial, yeah. There is a banks that finance
sorry?
students. There is a banks that finance students and companies.
Loans.
Yeah, banking, and there's a different payment arrangements with different companies. I have Beauty and Health Institute in Tampa. It's same programs. That's why, and my actual graduated students who is now working for Tamara. So that's how we connected and start talking about. And So we have TFC, we have, I think it's Suncoast Bank, or a couple more that they actually.
And so, what does an entering student, newly licensed student, what can they expect to earn in your spa or in the industry?
For aesthetics, to start, it would be around maybe to start $17 an hour for aesthetics, and for facial specialist, and for laser technician to start would be like $19.
Any other? Yes, go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, in the projection, it shows $2.2 million in projected revenue, and you show about 160 students projected, which would be about 600,000. So I was curious to know which one is accurate, or do you expect more students, or is that revenue projection incorrect?
No, it's like we're expecting around 50 students per program.
Per program.
Okay, and maybe I looked at the revenue wrong, but when I looked at the revenue, it would add up to about 600,000, but it's listed showing 2.2 million.
Probably need to kind of, review with our CPA.
And the other question was, is the Beauty Academy, is that a retail beauty salon? Or is this would this be a separate school? Or is this, not a beauty salon, but where you do laser treatment? Is this currently a retail store and will be used as a school, or is this a separate location for a school?
We do have a spa, and the spa is gonna rent out part of the space for the school because we're planning to transition the school into the fully space.
Okay, so eventually it'll be all school?
All school,
So there's space there for that many students?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Financials that come from clients, the income will become a school income. What they're going to treat like models.
Will the students continue providing services at that location to clients while they're studying?
As a models, like for example, when you do hands-on trainings, we're gonna invite clients for obviously very discounted price, so they can let the students use their hands, use the services.
Presumably that would have to be added to the projected
There is
revenue
120 hours of practice. So
in addition to tuition.
I'm sorry?
there is 120 hours of practical, so they need to do hands-on with electrolysis, laser.
And so that would be, so you'd have someone paying for that service. Is this what you were saying, Commissioner Stefano? They'd be
that was
paying
the
for the
question,
service,
right.
so your customers would be paying for your students to get their practicum.
Yeah, like any other school.
Yeah.
Right. So I was just saying that in the estimation of the projected financials, we'd have to calculate not only the tuition, but also whatever the estimated reduced rate for the clients is times the amount of hours that they would have to have clients available to meet the practicum requirements.
You want to say? And Executive Director Hurst, you have something to add?
So staff would move to add a contingency to this for an updated Form 606, which is their projected or actual budget. It looks like there may be some errors in that with your tuition rate.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, we will take a motion. I will take a motion to accept the staff's recommendation to grant the provisional license for Pristine Beauty Academy in Orlando with the new contingency to provide an updated Form 606.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The next school is Royal Beauty School, Fort Lauderdale, 11343. You have staff recommendations before you. Is there anyone here from that school? Please join us.
Good morning. My name is Sandra Johnson. I'm with Royal Beauty School, Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, my name is Rika Armand. I'm also with Royal Beauty School of Fort Lauderdale.
That's my daughter.
So my question as stands, so what makes you different in the market in Fort Lauderdale? Is that where you're, yeah, Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale, I've been doing hair for like 30 years. I'm in the same location for 20. So I decided that I want to help pass on my passion and help people that really want to get into this industry. So that's my passion, to help other to get into this industry.
So where do you, how will you find your students? And how many students do you anticipate?
Well, my intention is to have 13 students. And I'm working on getting a bigger location, because where I'm at right now is a salon, but I'm transforming into a beauty school.
So will you still operate the salon?
Yes, because I'm waiting on to get my license.
And so how many students did you say?
13.
13, sorry.
Yes.
And where will those students come from? Like, how will you find your 13 students?
Well, so far, I already have people that want to start it because it's word of mouth. I'm very well known in Fort Lauderdale because, like I said, I've been in the industry for a very long time. And what I does is different from other beauty salons. And I'm good in cutting and styling, and the student want to learn from me.
She also has a social media marketing plan as well. We've been able to get a lot of interest through YouTube tutorials and things like that.
Interesting. And so you'll do barber, and nails,
cosmetology, and nails.
And how will your students pay? What do you how do you expect?
Okay, they don't have to pay all the money up front. They could pay half when they started, and because I know time is hard right now, and before they graduate, they have to come up with the rest of the money. Or I'm also working on get a bigger facility that when the student graduate, I could also employ them and move on from there.
So until that happens, where do you expect them to work? Like, where do you have a plan for placement for your students?
Yes, that's what I'm working on now.
We're working on expanding the current salon, and once students graduate and pass the state board exam, they will be offered a position to work within our salon. If not, we do have other salons in our network that are looking for newly licensed cosmetologists or nail technicians or barbers.
You feel like there's enough demand for your 13
Absolutely.
students?
Absolutely.
And how long are the programs then that you would take in the next cohort of 13, or is it 13 for every program?
I'm sorry, the question
Is it 13 for every program or 13 across the 3 programs?
1,300 or?
I'm sorry, 13 students?
Yes, 13 students.
In the 3 programs, the
Yes.
or will some of them might take both? Might take 2
Across the 3 programs, there's 13 students.
Okay. And then you'll have a rolling admission for new students?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes. Any other questions? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to accept the provisional license, recommendation of staff for the provisional license to Royal Beauty School, Fort Lauderdale.
So move.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes.
Thank you very much.
The next school is Synergy Career Academy, Holly Hill, 12505. If you have staff recommendations before you, commissioners, if you're here from the school, please join us.
Good morning. And no one but the staff knows what a long walk that was from when we first filed our application. I'm Jeanette Durr with the Synergy Career Academy, and as promised, here is our founder and president, Jason Meyer. And I'm here to answer your questions. We don't want to launch into our own agenda here. So whatever we can answer for you about this school, we're pretty excited about it.
Well, I'm happy to entertain a description of what your Synergy Career Academy is and what is a professional biller.
Well, I'm glad you asked. Perfect. The Synergy Career Academy has been a dream of Jason's for years. When I first started working with him in 2014, he gave me a vision that he had started writing in 2003 that, among other things, said that we would be a fount of learning, that we would create an environment within Synergy Billing that would be a fount of learning. And so this is the culmination of that dream. We first incorporated the nonprofit Synergy Academy in 2016. Had a couple of false starts on our applications working with consultants. No offense to the consultants who are here. And so last year, Jason and I said, we'll just do it ourselves. And the staff has been remarkably patient working with us. We're really good at medical billing. As you see here, we only do billing for nonprofit community health centers, and we've been doing that since 2006. So a long time. Jason has only ever worked for himself since he was 12 and started this company at a very young age, and it's been remarkably successful. Some of our supporting documents will show you that. So in medical billing is the process of controlling the entire revenue cycle so that you maximize the revenue for, in our case, federally qualified health centers. And a medical biller, as outlined in our curriculum, understands all of the nuances of working with the payers, the insurance companies, Medicare, Medicaid, on behalf of the client. What we did was, we have been training our own people. Jason trained the next person after him, and then they trained the next person after that as he was growing from one to now nearly 100 or over 100 people. Nearly 100 of them working specifically on billing, in the billing cycle. There are a few of us who are overhead. But he then developed an externship program, so he took people with some healthcare experience and put them through an externship of 30 days. Over the years, we have also...
You might let them know that you've also been through that externship.
I went through that free externship program. So that I have street cred as a medical biller. Spent 4 months on a billing team. That was back in 2014. And I always say I could have been a contender. I can still step in and post payments, and I adjusted off a bunch of diabetes codes from a new client's process. But in any event, we have also, very exciting, Career Source, Flagler Volusia came to us some years ago. We had been working with them on placing people who were unemployed and teaching them to do medical billing. And I know you guys get a lot of applications, or have approved a lot of applications for medical billing and coding programs. And coding is a part of medical billing, but it's not the only thing. In fact, it's a small thing, and not everybody who works in medical billing needs to have a coding certification, and those come from the American Association of Professional Coders, the AAPC.
So can I ask you a question right there then? So is there a certification for professional biller?
Yes, the AAPC came up with that. And so Jason came to me and said, this looks like what we're teaching. We have met with the AAPC, which is based out west, but with the national folks. They have developed an online course for medical billers called the Certified Professional Biller. And we are purchasing that from them. We are working with them with the online portion. And what we are adding, because working with Career Source and other workforce agencies, we have found that people who are under or unemployed, which is our goal, do better. First of all, there are a lot of requirements. If you're taking this course online with AAPC, you need to have an internet connection, computer equipment, high-speed computer equipment. You have to have Blackboard, which is a learning platform, and Adobe, and you're sort of there on your own doing this in your apartment or wherever. We have found that the people we want to serve do much better in a live environment. We've conducted 2 programs with CareerSource where we took people with no healthcare background and went through a 4-month course, and they were very successful, but didn't get the AAPC certification, although they took the coding exam. But in any event, we are adding a live instructor. We are providing the computers, the internet access, Adobe, Blackboard, and the environment.
So they come to your location?
They'll be coming to our location and working in a group, so they'll be online. That's the hybrid, synchronous thing we've tried to explain. They'll be online for the theory part of it, but they'll be in a classroom with a certified instructor, certified by AAPC, helping each other. But the most exciting thing is the online portion is 80 hours, but they will spend 40 hours over that 2-month period working on our billing floor, working on the billing floor for synergy billing and getting hands-on experience. And that, when you ask about our differentiator, that's one of the things. It's only available online anywhere else, so we're adding all of these elements, plus experiential learning.
And so I have one more question about the curriculum.
We could talk about it all day.
I can tell. I can tell you're very passionate about it, and that's wonderful. So the curriculum prior to working with AAPC, which I don't even know exactly what that stands for.
The American Association of Professional Coders, but they are the certifying group for certified professional billers, certified professional coders, certified practice managers for managers of doctors' offices and outpatient centers.
So prior to engaging with them, you have curriculum. So in your expertise, you wrote curriculum. This is homegrown curriculum. Tell me about that.
This guy wrote the curriculum. In fact, he wrote a book on HIPAA that sold through Amazon. You wrote the original curriculum.
That you'll be using? What curriculum will you be using?
We'll be using the AAPC curriculum.
Yeah. We found that their curriculum really closely aligns and builds on what we have already created. So ours was homegrown just based on the need to fulfill for growth. Biggest challenge for us in the small community of Holly Hill has been finding talented medical billers. And we joke that it's kind of like finding a unicorn in the desert. They just really don't exist. So if we wanted to grow and scale our business, we had to find a way to train and develop the talent. So we looked for people with similar skill sets, and we just broke apart the different components and just taught them and had them do some experiential learning. Then we started working with other vocational schools that offered billing and coding programs and just kept identifying gaps in their curriculum and program. So we had to fill in those gaps. Ultimately, we found that the Certified Professional Biller program with the AAPC complements the experiential learning that we do within our business. And we just have a very unique environment because we've invested in a corporate campus that's just shy of 25 acres. And we just completed the first phase of that, which is a location for our academy that is immersed within our synergy billing business. So there's real immersion, there's hands-on experience. We have the capacity for 500 employees. Right now we have 100. And in order to grow and scale, we need to be able to develop talent. So we see this really being a great funnel for our primary business. But there's also a lot of demand just in the marketplace in general for medical billers. You know, insurance companies, we jokingly say, but it's not a joke, they don't make money when they pay claims. So they make it very difficult for medical claims to get paid. In fact, 1/3 of all medical claims deny at first submission. So it's a game of cat and mouse trying to figure out why did they not pay. We teach them how to do something called denial prevention. A denial is basically when they don't pay, they give you a rejection. Most people just deal with that, they manage them. We teach our students and our employees how to prevent them, and it's really a critical thinking process. So we believe we've got a really unique program that combines experiential learning with a certification that has real value in the marketplace.
And what's the wage, starting wage for someone who's been trained?
Well, somebody that's been trained is about $20 an hour. Across the board of our 100 employees, the average person is $52,000 with benefits.
Great. Interesting.
Now, earlier you mentioned medical coders. you don't have to be a medical coder to be a professional biller. But is a medical coder a higher level biller? Is it more advanced or?
Well, it really is different. And coding is very unique and specific. So in the world of billing, you can't bill anything unless it's been properly documented. So if you think about going to the doctor and he's either making notes or he's dictating, once that's completed, that goes into what's called a SOAP note, which is supporting documentation. And if there's ever an audit from an insurance company, they're going to inspect that note. So when the codes that go out on a medical bill have derived from the SOAP note, and a medical coder will take those codes and will submit those to a biller, that then the biller has to go through the appropriate steps in order to procure payment. So one is about identifying the appropriate code, and one is about navigating the payer's requirements in order to procure payment.
Okay, thank you.
For clarification, those would be the CPT codes?
Yes,
correct, yeah.
CPT and ICD-10 codes.
Right.
And we wrote a book on ICD-10 codes too. So,
Hopefully, ICD-10 will get the social determinants of health attached. We'll see, God willing, you know.
well, we manage the entire revenue cycle for our FQHC clients, everything from front desk registration being accurate, names and all of that, to, as Jason said, preventing denials and posting payments.
So I'm sorry, Commissioner, Stefano, I didn't mean to interrupt. Were you?
No, I mean, I was going to ask one question. How different is the process for training and someone's experience in terms of transferability between other employment contexts and FQHCs, which you specialize in? I mean, there are plenty of FQHCs, but I think this would speak to the transferability of the skill set to a broader employment opportunities.
Mm-hmm. So it's a really great question. And there are some things in the world of medical billing and processing that are all the same. At the end of the day, it's data. So if you really peel back layers of the onion, people hear the word billing and they think you're taking an invoice and you're putting it in the mail. But this is really a complex data-driven process. If the data is accurate, then a claim gets paid the first time. So first and foremost is understanding the different data components, which is really the medical claim form, and each one of those is a data component. So the FQHC component is a deeper level, there's more specificity, but regardless of understanding FQHC, the data component, which is what our Certified Professional Biller program teaches, is necessary in any field. We layer on top of that another layer of specificity, which is even more complex, which quite frankly means if you know how to do this type of specialized billing, you can pretty much do anything.
And I will say, I'm on the board of the Daytona Regional Chamber, and as is true for many chamber boards, hospital CEOs and leadership are on that board with me. And at our last meeting, Reese, I never said that we were going to start a school, but I mentioned we were working on something. I'm also on our Workforce and Education Task Force. And so one of the hospital administrators, the CFO, said to me, I'd really like to think about sending some of my folks to your school, which would be great. It's great for us because you have an employer-sponsored student. We expect to get most of our students through CareerSource and other similar sources, but it's interesting to know that there are employers who would also be interested in doing this, and they understand. So as Jason was saying, this course, the AAPC course, the curriculum, does not focus just on FQHCs. It is a broad professional billing course, and then we can teach the little nuances of FQHC billing. And actually, most of our new clients in this field, and there are 1,500 distinct FQHCs, but some of them have 10, 12 locations and millions in revenue, but they can't find people either, and the people they had before COVID have disappeared. Some of them sadly didn't even survive. I mean, we have a new client who had that happen, and so there is a great need for our services in that field, and we had hoped to hire 80 more people this year, 80 people, and so we've got to grow our own folks, and we need your help doing that.
So you'll be, who's serving as the instructor of record for
The
those?
instructor is Barb Harding, who is certified. She's listed on our list there. She is certified. She's certified in almost everything, but specifically AAPC certifies her as a CPCI, so certified instructor of AAPC courses.
Actually, Barb worked with us for many years as a biller. We invested in her getting that training. And so she's kind of homegrown as well, but has reinvested in her own education development to become an instructor.
And she conducted our billing boot camps and the 2 programs we did with Career Source. So we're pretty happy to have her back.
Sure.
During COVID, there wasn't much live learning going on.
Sure. Any other discussion, commissioners? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to approve the provisional license and staff recommendations for Synergy Career Academy in Holly Hill.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes.
Thank you. We're going to make you proud.
Yeah, I'm really going to be watching. It's exciting. Thank you. Our next school is Technical Institute of Florida, Kissimmee, number 12607. We have the staff recommendations before us. If you're here, come on down. Introduce yourselves, please.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Lilibet Pares.
Good morning, Dr. Edison Pares.
Good morning, I'm Dr. Jose Otero, Otero Consulting Group.
Okay. Commissioners, any questions? Electrician, technology helper, and solar energy technician.
Correct.
Very cool. Can you tell me how you're breaking out the hours, the clock hours? What does that look like for a schedule for a student?
We have 450 clock hours. Let's say we're trying to organize them in 3 days a week or 5 days a week. That means 6 to 8 months.
6 to 8 months. And what's the expected wage for both?
$5,000, and the wage per hour is $20 to $25 per hour.
And is it necessary to go, are they laddered? Electrician, technology helper, then solar energy technician?
No.
Okay, you can do them separately?
Sure.
So they could come for one or the other?
Yes. We expect that electrician helpers will go for this other program as well.
And I guess I'm a little surprised, but I guess that's still 450 hours for the solar energy technician. Is there any prerequisites that you have to have coming into that program?
No.
You could train me to do that?
Sure, will do.
And where do you have employer partners so that where will your students go to work?
Because we are very active on the industry. We have local employers who are really in the need of employees.
And who are those employers? Just give me some names. What types of companies are they? Help me.
Yeah, construction companies like M&M. They are electrical companies.
So this is typical residential then? Or it could be commercial as well?
Residential and commercial. We are going to be focusing right now on the residential education.
Are there certifications that they earn from these programs?
After 4 years of experience, they can look into certifications.
And what are those, do you know?
Electrical certified.
Okay.
And the solar programs are in the moment is a new based on the demands of renewable energy. So there's not a specific certifications.
Okay.
If I can add just one other piece. I mean, the doctor here, they're both engineers, including for Orlando Electric. They have a great deal of experience in the field, and the solar program they designed has not. It meets all the standards, obviously, for the industry. However, you're going to find not everybody has it, or they shouldn't have it, because they kind of developed this on their own. So a lot of, 6 months before they came to us, they were already planning the curriculum.
So you could work with a neutral third party, an association, an industry association, and validate your curriculum so that your curriculum is the formation of an industry recognized credential, which would be really interesting going
Excellent,
forward.
thank you.
Mhm. Commissioners, any other? I guess my last question is, and gosh, I'm sorry if you said this already. How many students?
We are planning to start with 33 students.
In each program or together?
No,
In either?
In the combination of both programs, minimum of 20.
And where do you expect to find your students? What's your marketing strategy?
Our main focus is high schoolers that are graduating. Also, on the workforce, there are employees that need to work on their knowledge, specifically on the solar area. So we have company owners, local employers that have reached to us in that sense.
I would also expect the career source would be able to be a good source for you to also identify communities where you have a lot of underemployed individuals that could go through the training and really benefit from our, unemployed or underemployed community members. So not only your high school students. High school students, I get it, but they're not always the easiest to attract into these occupations. Any other comments, thoughts? Hearing none, we take a motion to accept staff's recommendations to grant the provisional license to Technical Institute of Florida in Kissimmee.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you as well. The next school is the Skin Factory Institute in Lauderhill, 12709. We have staff recommendations before us. If you're here from that school, please come forward and introduce yourself.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm Rachel Daly, the Director of Programs for the Skin Factory Institute.
So tell us how you're different in the market space in Lauderhill.
Well, I have great relationships with the schools. I'm a prior educator. I taught middle school for over 10 years. And so I develop a lot of relationships with the principals, school board members, also in the community. My partner is active duty Army, so we have relationships with a lot of veterans. So what sets us apart is our target audience is actually high school juniors on target to graduate, try to get them enrolled in our program to graduate high school along with their certification.
Is there's no age restrictions for the license?
16.
Okay. It's an interesting model. So it's kind of like a dual enrollment model. Will they be
That's
taking
correct.
the classes while they're in high school?
That's correct. I actually got my nail license when I was in high school, but for whatever reason, that program phased away. So we're trying to get it back into the high school because I know it benefited me when I went to college. I was able to do nails, to help pay for school. So that's something that we're looking into.
So how is the tuition? So how would the tuition be paid?
So we've already talked to 3 principals that we have on board for next school year, and we're going to establish a SD club. So the SD club, they'll basically fundraise for their tuition, solicit donations from different organizations. So it'll get paid that way.
And I don't see the tuition listed. It's listed as NA. What are you expecting to charge?
For the facial program, the tuition is $37.95. And for the nail specialist, it's $33.45, and for the full specialist, it's $7,500. Just for the high schoolers that we're targeting, they'll only get to do either program, facial or nail. We won't offer full.
So if I read properly, you are not associated with a salon or spa, is that correct?
No, we are associated.
You are.
The Skin Factory is the actual parent company of the Skin Factory Institute, so we have a salon.
And the institution is noted here at 1,300 square feet, is that correct?
Yes.
Does that include this salon as well, or is this separate?
That includes the salon. So the goal is to phase out the salon portion and just have it as the school. We're in works talking to our landlord. The spot is vacant next door. So as soon as we get approval, then we can start working on solidifying the spot next door.
And placement, where do you expect your students to work?
Well, they'll have the opportunity to work at the skin factory
You're
as well.
phasing it, I mean, you're going to be phasing that out, right?
Yeah, so, well, not phasing it out, but actually separating the two. Because as of now, they're going to be in the classroom. And then once we build out the second part next door, we'll have the salon on one part and then the school next door. So the second part will only have classrooms and labs.
Any other discussion, commissioners? Hearing none, we'll take a motion to accept staff's recommendations to grant the provisional license to the Skin Factory Institute in Lauderhill.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes.
Thank you.
The next school is Who's Next Institute in Jacksonville, 12565. We have staff recommendations before us. If you're here from that school, please join us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Dr. Tracy Mitchell, Who's Next Institute.
And Greg Mitchell, Who's Next Institute.
You should introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm Taylor Mitchell with Who's Next Institute.
And Chris Giorgetti from Santorum Giorgetti.
Welcome. So we're looking to do barber, styling, aesthetics, and restricted barber. So I'll ask my question. What makes you different?
We sat back there and we decided who was going to, and I picked the wrong straw, so I guess I'll go ahead. But honestly, what makes us different is basically I feel like our time in the industry that we've been in. I've been in the barbering industry for over almost 20 years now. We have been pretty much we've had a dynamic impact on the barbering industry in Jacksonville, Florida. Same location for almost 20 years. The biggest barbershop and salon in Jacksonville, Florida, standing over 4,000 square feet. So we've been looked up to a lot in Jacksonville. So and moving forward, one of the biggest questions was, how do we move forward in the industry with lack of training? And that question was always presented to us because we are actually trainers, but we took our training and our ideal into another county. And so people have been kind of sort of pushing us to come into Duval County. So now, after 10 years, thanks to my daughter Taylor, we're hopefully in Duval County here soon to be able to provide services for Duval County.
Taylor, how did you influence this move to Duval?
I can't play the video for everyone, but she doesn't know, but I was going to share the video with her. I think she was maybe 3-4 years old. We were at a dinner table, and we were telling her that we were going to close down the barbershop because we just had too much going on, and she broke down crying. And we was like, well, why are you crying? And she was like, well, I thought y'all was going to keep it long enough for me to be the boss of the business. So now, here we are 10 years later, and she's up here with us. She's ready to be the boss.
They're building a career plan for you. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. And so, what other county are you in?
Well, it's not this particular school, but we have another school, Rockledge Institute in Brevard County.
Oh, okay. So I'm connecting it all now because I remember. What's the Rockledge school called?
Rockledge Institute.
Rockledge. And are you closing that?
No, that's back in 2013 we started that one. So.
I'm sorry, I didn't know. I couldn't remember.
That's a beauty nail salon, right?
Yes.
Do you have any? No. Okay, so you have a pretty ready-made network for attracting students?
So the ready-made network for us is pretty much just the bonds that we've already had with barbershops already in the area, barbers within the area, and also it's my hometown. So going into the local high schools, I'm already pretty much connected with a lot of those high schools because, and we're just now finding out a lot of kids aren't going to college. They're not being accepted into college, so they're kind of sort of stuck on what do I do from here? So we are trying to come together now and potentially come back before you here soon to be able to offer more trades because that's where we're hearing a lot of students are wanting to go into the trade field to get that instant impact of income coming in because they don't have time to sit through school to wait not knowing if what they're going to school for will even be relevant in 4 years or not.
Very astute. What's your tuition going to be for the programs? I see NA on my form.
So for the aesthetics program, the tuition is $2,500. For restricted barber, $3,000, and for barber styling, $5,550.
And your instructors or yourselves?
And we also have barbers and stylists who work for us right now at our salon location, and they're going to transition into being instructors as well. But right now it's family operated. We'll be family operated.
Mm-hmm. Taylor, are you going to be an instructor?
Sure. Yeah.
No is the right answer here, though. Not yet.
Not yet. She
Not
has,
yet
what,
is the answer.
2 more years. She can go to class. But,
Yeah, I'm teasing, yeah. And where will your students work?
So they can work wherever they like. I'm not sure if we are going to house barbers after we kind of sort of phase out barbering and get into the school phase of it. But I would like to push them into other barbershops and hopefully push them into future ownership in themselves because I hope to continue to pump barbers out for the graduates of our program so they can kind of sort of walk into future graduates can walk into past graduates so we know that our industry is flowing and going in the right direction.
Super. You might want to partner with or create a entrepreneurship, business ownership curriculum that is a part of, especially as you're looking to help promote new business, right?
Yes, ma'am.
If they'd be running their own business, they're going to need some, not just to have the skill of being a barber, but to also know how to run a business.
One of the plans that they have is to incorporate entrepreneurship into the actual curriculum itself, so.
Yeah, makes sense. Any other discussion? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to accept staff's recommendation to grant the provisional license for Who's Next Institute in Jacksonville, number 12565.
So move.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Good job, Taylor. And we have the last is the addendum, right? And it is, correct? Gulfside Medical Training Institute in Fort Myers, number 10285. We have staff recommendations before us, and we have our representatives from the school. Welcome.
Hi, thank you. My name is David Posner, co-owner and clinical coordinator for the school.
And I'm Pamela Fletcher, the other owner, and I'm the program director.
And Chris Giorgetti, Santora and Giorgetti.
So tell me what programs we're training in specifically?
It's going to be Emergency Medical Technician Program,
Great.
EMT program.
Number of hours, length of time?
The minimum hours is 300 clock hours, but our program is 304 clock hours.
And the length of time, how will you break that up?
That'll be over a 16 to 17 week period, a little over 4 months.
And do you have clinical affiliations, relationships in the industry?
Yes, Pam and I first met 4 years ago teaching at another institution, and as the clinical coordinator, I've made very close relationships with NCH Hospital System, their clinical educators, and Lee Health System down in Fort Myers area with their clinical educators. We already have an affiliation agreement with NCH, we have an affiliation agreement with Collier County EMS, and we're working on 2 other agreements as we speak right now.
I'm glad you said Collier County EMS, because your municipalities will also, hire their own EMTs and work with, that's another avenue.
Correct.
That those cities are also looking for.
Yes.
help.
We've had numerous interest from Brewster Ambulance Service, where Pam works. I work for Ambitrans Ambulance Service, and they have drivers working for them that they want to train. So they're already talking about, hey, we'll hire your people. It's not a specific job placement, but we have avenues to where we can place or direct all our students to NCH Healthcare System, which has 2 main hospitals and 2 freestanding ERs, Lee Health, which has 5 hospitals and another 2 freestanding ERs. So we have very good working relationships. Pam and I have been total 60 years of EMS experience between us.
Right. So how many students do you anticipate in your 16 to 17 week program?
We're going to do a maximum of 12, and we'll do 10 on a day class and 10 on a night class, not to exceed the 12. So 20 in each 16-week rotation.
So you'll run 2 cohorts, a night and a day?
Yes,
correct.
Interesting. How much, what's the tuition cost?
It's $25.25.
And is it eligible for career source funding? I think it is. Have you explored that?
We're exploring, we're going to look at TFC loans for students for possibly if they can't afford it up front. We have to, looking at TFC as one of the...
What is TFC?
It's like a student loans type.
Private.
Like
It's
a private
loan.
Private lender.
Oh.
And the facilities often pay for the tuition of the student as well.
Yes.
Or
That's a much better model. Loans are devastating.
They're
So the other thought would be the career source, your local career source in Fort Myers, and Collier. Career source, Collier, I think it's probably, I don't know, it might have a specific name, but it's career source for sure, and then you make sure you go through an application process to be a vendor for training, and then your students become their clients that have a voucher that come to you, and it pays their tuition. Okay. So loans are, they're a hard thing to back a student's journey on.
I believe there's a career source in Fort Myers too on Daniels
Yeah,
Parkway.
I'm just not remembering the name. I know there is, but I just don't know its name, yeah.
We also, I don't know if you needed to see this, we have our approval from Florida.
Department of Health.
Department of Health, Bureau of Emergency Services. They gave us their approval yesterday, signed and everything.
If you'll please send that to your program specialist, we'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Any other discussion? No? Hearing none, I'll take a recommendation to accept staff's recommendations for Gulfside Medical Training Institute.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'd like to take a recess. Do you want 15 minutes or shorter? You guys tell me. 15?
Yeah.
15 minutes, 11:20. don't hit it hard enough. Okay, sorry, we actually chatted longer. All right, we're gonna go through the next part of the agenda. Let me get, somehow I closed my notes, that was silly. Okay, I have it marked, I think. Okay. Our next section on the agenda is section C, is applications for annual license. We have 10 schools. Is there a motion to consider these applications by consent?
So moved.
We have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes to take this section by consent. I will now ask each commissioner if there are any items they would like to pull. Commissioner Cross? No. Commissioner Marty? No. I saw her mouth the word no. Commissioner Stefano?
None.
Commissioner Taylor Ellis?
No.
And I do not have any. Director Hurst, does the staff wish to recommend pulling any items?
No.
There is a recommendation to then accept all of the institutions. Oops, well, I don't have to say that then. We just did. I already. So there is I'm sorry, is there a motion to accept staff's recommendation on all items 1 through 10?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes to accept staff recommendations on all 10 institutions. Next is the,
There's some applause.
You may clap.
congratulations.
The room's leaving.
All right, the application for extension of annual license is section D. There are no items in this section. We're moving right along. Section E is applications for annual renewal. We have 15 plus 1 addendum in this section. There's one write-in, so there's 16 items. These materials can be found in the addendum to the agenda. Is there a motion to consider these applications by consent?
So move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion to take this section by consent passes. I will now ask each commissioner whether there are any items they would like to pull. Commissioner Cross? Oh, yes, I can't come back to you. Commissioner Marty?
Nope.
Commissioner Stefano?
I'm sorry, just 1 second. I'm
Sure, that's
pulling
fine.
up the addendum.
Commissioner Taylor Ellis, you want me to come back?
Yeah, one moment, please.
Okay, we'll just take a second here. Commissioner Cross, are you ready? Do you have any?
I have none.
Okay. Commissioner Stefano?
I have none.
Commissioner Taylor Ellis?
Nothing?
And I do not. Does staff have any recommendations?
No.
I've already said it. Commissioner Marty?
Nope.
Okay, hearing none, is there a motion to accept staff's recommendations on items 1 through 16, 15 plus 1 addendum?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes and staff recommendations are accepted for those institutions 1 through 16. Okay. Section F on the application for a license by means of accreditation. There is one item in this section, Medical Career Academy Palm Beach Gardens, number 5187. Staff recommendations have been provided. Is there anyone here from that institution that cares to come forward? Commissioners, is there any discussion? I gotta flip my page, just give me 1 second. Too many pages here. Okay, perfect, thank you. Hearing any further discussion, or any discussion? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to accept staff's recommendations for Medical Career Academy Palm Beach Gardens.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes to accept staff's recommendations. Okay, the next section is Section G on the annual review of license by means of accreditation. There are 11 original items in this section. There is one write-in addition to this section, so 12 items. These materials can be found in the addendum to the agenda. Is there a motion to consider these applications by consent?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion to take this section by consent passes. I will now ask each commissioner whether they would like to pull any items. Okay, fair enough. As we, that's okay. That's a good idea, though. Commissioner Cross?
None.
Commissioner Stefano?
None.
Commissioner Marty?
No.
Commissioner Taylor Ellis?
No.
Ms. Hurst?
No.
And I have none, but I would like to invite any of the schools that are in this section, if they would like to come and address the commission since you're here. If you would like to, we're happy to meet you. Come on in. We'll just do you one at a time. Just queue up and introduce yourself. Hi there.
Hi, I'm Jacqueline Lockhart with Your Beauty and Barber Academy. And I just want to say, I was so nervous because the email said in person, and for the last, 5, 6 years, I come to the meeting, I'm always here, and we never get called up, and I was like telling my administrator, oh my God, we got to go up, what did we do wrong, what did we do wrong? So I just want to thank you guys so much.
Being called up never means you did anything wrong. It means we want to learn and understand and get to experience the schools a little better.
Yes, it's been a journey. I've been working for NACIS for 4 years now. I love it. I go into other schools and audit, not in the state of Florida, so they send me everywhere except Florida. But it's been a great experience. I learned a whole lot from other schools, and it empowers me when I go back. I'm like, oh my God, this school was so awesome. I got to tell the students about this, and we got to change this and redo a little bit of this and that. But I love it. I love this career, and I'm in it for the long haul, and I think I have about 20 more years, so you'll be seeing me in front of you guys
awesome.
20 years, and it's a new board here.
It is. We're not even a year old yet.
Nope, new board. So thank you guys. And
well, thank you for your passion for what you do. And I think it is smart when you go to other schools and you look at it from a different lens. You definitely, that's how we all get better.
Yes, yes,
so
we do.
Thank you. Thank you for coming forward. No need to be afraid. Come on in.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
We represent Miami Art School. I'm Roxandra Tipa, Financial Officer.
I'm Henry Mairena, the Managing Director of Miami Art School. We want to thank you. We're excited to be back. I'm glad to see people in person. We're so glad COVID is behind us. We're excited. We're happy to be here today. We just realized that Miami Art School birthday, 30-year birthday, this month. So we're excited. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I would also like to thank our program specialist, Dr. Brooks, Monica Brooks. She's not here, but thank you very much, and thank you, Jason.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Hi there.
Hi there, good morning. My name is Hector Magnon with ARC Educates, representing ARC Broward in Sunrise, Florida. So
Oh, thank
Dr.
you.
Coyne just wanted to say hi.
Oh, I'm glad you
Julie
came
Price sends her
forward.
hello.
Yes.
So really, I just wanted to say hi because we hadn't been up in front of the new commission. So I know it's a bunch of new faces, except Miss Mulheron that I do see over here, who I did recognize. So we just wanted to say hi and thank you for your patience. I'm sure it's been a lot over the last year. We went through, I think, 2 or 3 program specialists, but Ms. Davis has been wonderful so far.
Well, I think I would like if you would indulge us and share a little bit about what the ARC Academy Education does and who you serve and what programs you train in.
Sure. So ARC Educates is the non-degree in post-secondary institution, part of the ARC Broward Social Services Agency in Sunrise.
But what is ARC?
So ARC Broward, we're a social services agency primarily serving individuals with disabilities in the community for 60 plus years. So ARC Educate specifically, we have entry-level culinary arts, material handler, now an animal care and a human services training program. So specifically getting individuals with disabilities ready for employment in the workforce. So whereas we have a lot of families coming to us, hey, my son or daughter's been sitting at home, or hey, they have a lack of interest, maybe dealing with not being able to do anything per se, we work to help them get employed, gainfully employed.
Yeah, it's quite a mission. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
They're a great partner for the college as well. So.
Yeah. We're neighbors.
Yeah.
Thank you. Nice to meet you all.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to say thank you to Poet Brandon. Thank you through COVID. And the program specialists, and thank you guys for having us today. I have 4 Florida schools, 2 different companies, so it's important that I felt I showed my face as an owner.
And tell me your schools.
I have Elite School of Cosmetology, and then I have Kaizen Beauty Academy.
Okay, great. Thank you. Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Ruben Savarse from Tanash Salon Institute in the Villages, Florida. Want to thank you guys for the support, and we're looking forward for another year.
Yeah, well, congratulations on your license, your renewal.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
And good morning again, and I want to thank you all for the amazing work that you do. I think it's quite clear that this commission has a passion, and we as school owners thank you all for that. Once again, welcome, Ms. Hurst. It's great to see you. I hope to see you in the future. And Madam Chair, I thought you ran a great meeting. We appreciate it, and thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Good morning.
Morning. My name is Greg Doctor. I'm the owner of Merrifield Academy, also known as Merrifield School of Pet Grooming. So we teach professional pet grooming, and we also teach non-anesthetic dental scaling for professional pet groomers. That's what we do. And I'm so glad to see everybody here, and especially Ms. Hood. Thank you. You're a trooper. You hung in there.
Susan's amazing.
Yes.
She
So
keeps
thanks
us all
again.
in line.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay, okay. Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name's Stephen Lazera. I'm with the Evade Institutes in Florida. Thought it'd be bad form if I was the only Section G representative to not say hello. I've been coming to the commission meetings for several years now. This is the first time I've been at the podium, however. Not that that's maybe a good thing, actually. And I'm sure also due to the hard work of our program specialist, Miss Ashley Schenk. She's not here, but I appreciate her very much. And appreciate everything the board is doing as well. Nice to meet y'all.
Nice to meet you as well. Thank you for coming forward. Is there anyone out from the applications for annual renewal, any of the schools that we just approved for annual renewal that would like to come to the podium? Please do so if you're still here. I think everybody.
I think they all left after
I know.
they cheered.
With a clap. With a clap. Yeah. But we're happy to meet you. Yes, sir.
Oh, I was out. Are you in the application of annual renewal?
Yes, we are just inviting you to come up because we've already passed by consent or by, all those items. Would you like to
Well,
tell us
great.
about your-
Yeah, I'm Dr. Michael McNeil. I'm a dentist in Tampa, Florida. I own the Dental Career School of Tampa Bay. I've been coming to these meetings for 3 years and never spoke at the podium, so thanks for inviting me. No, it's just fun to be involved. Our school, takes entry-level dental assistants in the community. It seems like we get a mix of small groups to big groups, and it's allowed me to build relationships with some of my dental friends that are always looking for, hey, do you have a dental assistant to hire? I recently hired one of my graduates who had not gone into the workforce because she had a baby, and then she came back just to review her skills, and I hired her, and I'm pleasantly surprised. So just want to give a shout out that it's a fun process, glad to do it, and thanks for doing what you do.
Well, thank you. You're giving people opportunity and to follow a dream or a career path that they might not have ever realized that they could do. So we appreciate all the schools that provide those career opportunities for people. So thank you.
Yeah, have a good weekend.
Thank you, too. Okay. Anyone else? All right. So now we will move on to Section H, Application for Program Approvals and Modifications. We have 5 of those. I will take a recommendation to take those schools by consent.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes to take the 5 schools by consent. I will now call on the commissioners if they have any items they would like to pull, any of those schools that they would like to pull. Commissioner Cross?
None.
I'm on the wrong section. Commissioner Stefano?
None.
Commissioner Marty? I'm hearing none. Commissioner Taylor Ellis? None. I have none. Director Hurst, does staff have any?
No.
Okay, we have, is there a motion then to accept staff's recommendation on, oops. Okay, I was going to do the approval first. Should I pull them up first? Okay. Is there anyone from the schools that would like to speak on your school's behalf prior to the vote? You're welcome to come to the podium. We have Real Vision Barber Academy, Space Coast Education Center, Tech Launch Academy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Carlos Rodains from Tech Launch Academy.
Oh, welcome.
So we have 2 of the programs that are listed for 3 of our locations. So I would like to thank you all for the support during this process. I have been attending these meetings for several years already. So I think it's a good opportunity just to thank you all for the support and the program specialists as well.
Thank you. Thank you. And you offer a lot of really great programs that are leading to well-paying jobs. So
Thank you.
we appreciate you. Okay. But should we vote on this section first? So I will entertain a motion to accept staff's recommendations on items 1 through 5.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes.
So for procedural purposes, we need to return to letter G, which is the annual review of license by means of accreditation. The commissioners did not select any of those 12 schools to be pulled, but there wasn't a final vote.
So I'd like to entertain a motion to accept staff's recommendations for Section G, annual review of license by means of accreditation for 12 schools. 13 or 12? 12 schools.
So move.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes. Yeah, thank you. Okay, now, I'm gonna. No, that's right, you're good. I just feel like I'm just flipping and flipping. Okay. Okay, our next section is I, motion for extension of license. We have one school, Academy for Dental Assistants, St. Petersburg, number 7538. Is there anyone here from that school? Do we have a motion to accept staff's recommendation to grant the extension of annual license through July 31, 2023?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes for Academy of Dental Assistants, motion for extension of licensure. The next section is Section K, substantive change approval. We have 5 total, with 3 with 2 addendums. I'm always thinking of, correct me, sorry. We take a motion to take these items by consent. Commissioner Marty, were you making a motion to take these items by consent?
I move yes.
Second?
We have a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes. And now I will ask each commissioner if they would like to pull any of these items for further review. Commissioner Cross?
No, none.
Commissioner Stefano?
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but in the past, we've given any representatives from the schools the opportunity to speak with respect to substantive change before voting on a motion. Do you think that would be feasible?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely, and I think it should be done.
So we shouldn't have taken it by consent? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that before there's a vote, a final vote,
Okay.
to accept staff recommendations, the school should be given an opportunity.
Okay. Okay. Fair, sure. So we just want to invite the schools? We're not, I'm a little confused with our procedure. But.
So I can make a motion to pull all 3 schools? 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, perfect, that's what we needed then. So we have staff recommendation to pull schools 1, 2,
3, and then the 2 addendums, so 4 and 5.
Oh, that's it. Okay, so now we would like to hear from Abundant Life Nursing School, Mount Dora, number 6248. Is there anyone here from Abundant Life Nursing School? Great. Come on in.
I'm new. I'm the president of Abundant Life Nursing School. I'm in Mount Dora, Florida. I'm here with Tia from SMT Medical. And do you have any questions for me?
So you want to tell us about the change in ownership
Oh, sure.
process? What's that, where we are and how that's going?
So this has been like almost a 6-year process of, I started out and I didn't want to go open a school and not know how to properly, the proper procedures for employees and the students. So I wanted Mrs. Lisa and Mrs. Tia to help me so that way when I flew, I could fly high and I could do a good job. So over this couple years they've been mentors to me, and I do feel confident now in running a school. So it was started off to be a second location. They were helping me through all the motions and getting my skills lab and helping me with mannequins and clinical sites. And so now I feel like, okay, I can walk. But they still are a big asset for me. And it's really nice that we have such a good relationship because we are pretty close in proximity. But I needed that, so they are always there to kind of help me out, and they have a wonderful program. So now I just want to have my own baby.
Okay. Any other discussion? So we'll entertain a motion to accept staff's recommendations for Abundant Life Nursing School.
So move.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Next is Alpha School of Massage, Inc., Jacksonville, number 1870. Bob?
Hey, Madam Chair, Bob Harris on behalf of Alpha School of Massage. Mr. Driggers left the meeting to go home to fire his accountant, but I'm now here. Just kidding. Just kidding. But the conditions that were applied for the first two probably should be the same conditions that would be applied here as well. Same contingencies, so forth.
Okay.
May I make a staff change?
Yes, please.
Thank you. So the new staff language will to be grant the annual license. And we're going to add the following, upon the following contingencies being met. Number one, providing an updated financial statement of the parent corporation that controls the institution's compiled, reviewed, or audited in accordance with the generally accepted accounting principles, prepared by an independent certified public accountant, that demonstrates sufficient resources to ensure institutional development as required by Rule 6E-2.004, 6A3. And that matches the original contingency. Number two, submission of an updated faculty listing form to include current license information for all instructors. And that will be.
Then that's the motion. Do we have a?
So moved.
Second?
Thank you. First and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
One additional recommendation.
Okay,
Again,
certainly.
A delegation to the
Okay.
executive director.
So let's add an amendment to that motion to delegate the authority to the executive director to, upon receipt of the contingencies, to grant the license. Now
So
I'll
moved.
take a motion.
Second.
First and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you specifically to Mr. Smith for his good, astute work. Thank you.
The next school is Paul Mitchell, the School of Miami, Miami number 3004. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Hello, Enrique Torres, co-owner.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Do we have any discussion, commissioners? You have the recommendation before you. They're in here, they're in here.
If I may, it would be good just to hear from you how you're going to navigate the negative working capital.
Sure. Well, we've been owners of, this September will be our second year as owners. We've already, even prior to taking ownership, we had identified the things that we had to do. One of the things that we're doing, that we're currently working on, is just change locations. One of the biggest problems, right now we average about 70 students in enrollment, which is a healthy enrollment, but we feel that we can do a lot better than that. First thing we need to do is just lower our rent, and we've identified a location which we hope to execute within the next year. That's our primary goal, and in changing location, which will lower our rent, will also be closer to our demographic. We are not in a place in which we are achieving that. We're actually, the school has been in existence for over, about 15 years or so. And prior to moving to where they're at right now, they were very successful in the area, which we're thinking of moving back to. So in doing that, we've actually executed the same plan with another school which we own in Tennessee, in Memphis, and it's been very successful so far. So that's our plan, just moving locations lower in our rent, and in doing so being closer to our demographic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to accept staff's recommendations.
So move.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We're going to we need to have that, even if they meet all the...
Looks like that to maintain the provisional license, they have to file these progress reports. And so, authority to the executive director.
But...
Okay, I'm sorry, you know what, I'm sorry. No.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah, disregard.
Okay, oh, no worries.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. Rather do it right. The next institution is Instituto Palenciano de Tampa. How'd I do?
Excellent.
Say it for me.
Instituto Politécnico de Tampa.
Okay, I'm not going to get
Corp.
it. Corp. Tampa. Number 7678. I can
Yes.
say that. There you go. So we have staff recommendations. Do we have any discussion? And so you're changing the name. What from to? Help me with that.
Actually, at the moment, what's happening is that there's actually two schools. There's one in Orlando and there's one in Tampa. The one in Orlando is the one changing names, and there's actually a changing ownership as well.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. So I got them out of order.
They're long names.
Ownership.
And they're very,
I had it written.
very Spanish.
One, change of ownership, change of name. So tell me the change of ownership then. Explain that one.
Basically, it has a lot to do with, my father and his partner. And they've been together since 04, 05, something like that. And when they went through the process with the commission back in 2019, 2020, 2021, it kind of revealed a lot of differences in approaches, differences in, let's say, philosophy, these kind of things. And they felt it was best to part ways and kind of partly two different cities, two different demographics, two different, I mean, if you look at Tampa and you feel Orlando, there's two different animals, And so even though they're both dogs, one is Chihuahua, one is, Great Dane, whatever. But at the end of the day, they felt it was time for them to go in different directions. And it was something that I think was mutual and amicable, and there was no real bad blood or anything. They're sitting right next to each other right here. So it's not like one's over here and one's over there. And I actually speak for both of them at the moment. So as I did when I met with the commission back in, I think it was 2021.
Okay. Any discussion, any further discussion, commissioners? Hearing none, we'll take a motion to accept staff's recommendations.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Our next school then is Instituto Politecnico.
Yeah, so
How
this
about
is the new name for the Orlando school. Obviously now we're taking off the Tampa part of the name because it's no longer
Okay.
Instituto of Tampa in Orlando. Now we did Instituto Politécnico, IPT Orlando campus, to kind of simplify and make it easier for, let's say, students to identify that we're in Orlando and that we are in a Polytechnic Institute. That's the translation, and
Sure.
that we're in Orlando.
Okay. Yes.
Do you anticipate any possible issues in the nominal identification between the two institutions despite the change in separation and ownership?
Actually, if you look at it, it's almost like Harvard University versus any other one that says university in there. Polytechnic Institute is such a universal term that it's almost like saying Washington High School versus Jefferson High School. Because high school's in the name doesn't necessarily mean that there's any like, you know what I'm saying, like problem in people saying, oh, this is this one, that's that one. And actually at the moment, we've also differentiated like logos. We've done various things to kind of differentiate one from the other.
Great.
So in Instituto Politécnico, in a sense, it's almost like saying, you know, barber shop. It's just a name of the type of institution that it is, technical school, in a sense. So it's not necessarily like that's the name of it. It's what happens after that first part. If that's clear, I'm sorry.
The first part is, it's fine though. I mean, it is operating as the business name, which means that,
Yes.
you know, you can try to approximate the name of the type of institution that it is, but the fact that it's in Spanish and you're using it as a distinctive identifier, you know, for your brand. But I think that through difference in branding and logo and strategy and having different markets, hopefully it won't be a conflict.
I think it would be a bigger difference if they were both in the same city. That would be a much bigger difference. And since they're, you know, probably like 100 miles apart in way different situations, I think it's much easier to differentiate them. We, you know, for us, the Instituto Politécnico part is really just a technical type of school that it is. And then obviously after that, then it becomes like, you know, what's this one versus that one, you know, so.
So what you said is entirely true. I'll just add the caveat that it would make a bigger impact if your programs were online.
Okay, yeah, true, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
For sure.
They have no desire to do that.
No, we like in-person students, and they're very old school with that. And so, you know, I'm basically, you know, here to facilitate and help them. Actually, I would like to, commend the commission because it gave us an opportunity once we went through that system, through the working with the commission to kind of like. Sort of like modernize our curriculums and do all this stuff. It gave us a chance to kind of look over everything. And I have a master's in education, even though I'm a musician. But it gave me a chance to kind of input some new ideas to both of them because obviously they're coming from an old school time. And I'm very thankful that we went through that because it actually made it a lot stronger, I believe. So thank you so much.
Great. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll take a motion to accept staff's recommendations.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here.
We appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. The next item on the agenda is L, branch campus applications. We have none. There are, in section M, there are no name change applications. There are no agent training programs in section N, and that moves us to section 12 through 16. Is there a motion to accept the reports for sections 12, did I say 12? 12 through 16, program terminations, approved applicant letters, licenses sent, and closed schools reports by consent?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion to accept reports is adopted. I'm sorry, so let me back up. There are no agent training programs in section N.
No. Section 16, the agent quarterly report, you didn't name that.
12 through 16.
You didn't specifically say the agent quarterly report.
Okay. I'm not following you because I said 12 through 16.
And then you listed them, but you didn't name the agent quarterly.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so I'd like to amend the motion to add the agent quarterly report to be accepted by the commission. We have a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Greg, you good? Okay. That's good. We definitely want that. So that brings us to comments of commission members. Did you review the future dates?
So no, so if you will vote on this, appreciate it.
Okay, so one of the things that we'd like to highlight is that, we're going to vote on future meetings and dates. There is a schedule at your seats do you want to talk to this?
I will be happy to. So you each should have a schedule in front of you for the upcoming commission dates, so I will read them out loud just for the record. So for the meeting date of July 27th through the 28th of 2023, the deadline date for new schools is March 1st, 2023. Deadline date for renewals, April 1st, 2023. The following meeting date is September 28th through 29th of 2023. The deadline date for new schools is May 1st, 2023. Deadline date for renewals is June 1st, 2023. And the final date on our calendar for this year is November 9th through 10th, 2023. The deadline date for new schools is July 1st, 2023. And the deadline date for renewals is August 1st of 2023. Locations will be to be determined.
Do we have a motion to, we need to vote on this?
Yes.
So do we have a motion to accept the calendar for Commission for Independent Education proposed meeting dates?
So moved.
Second.
Oh, they're checking the calendar. Do you want, are you good? I didn't check mine. I'm just flying on a wing and a prayer there. I'm good. You've already verified me, Susan. Thank you. I know I have a vacation at some point there. So moved. Do we have a first and a second?
Yes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, the motion passes, and we have a schedule of meeting dates. It's great. Thank you for doing that. It's really helpful to have them, I think, projected into the future. For me, I know it is. It makes a big difference to my schedule, so I'm sure it does for the schools, too. At this time, I'd like to invite do any of the commissioners have any comments that they'd like to make or things that they'd like to share, discuss?
Thank you for this schedule of being in person again. Alternating may be the best way to go. I appreciate seeing everybody in person. So keeping at least the connectivity, alternating is very beneficial. And faces that were online, we can't see them. They can see us. So
Yeah.
this helps the connectivity, which is so important. So thank you.
But you're okay with the alternating?
I am.
Thank you for that comment. Anyone else? How are y'all doing? You guys okay? Everybody's good? We don't get a chance. This is our chance to talk to each other.
Executive Director Hurst, you fit right in.
Man, you sure
Eric,
do.
you fit right in. Thank you.
Thank you.
Both of you.
Yes, and Joey, stay.
Please, please, please.
I was so happy to see you here. We'll miss you.
I know.
All the best. We'll see you on the other side, like somebody
Sam.
else we know and love who's not here right now.
He's not still there.
Yes.
On the other side.
On the other side. Thank you.
Just want to echo Commissioner Taylor Ellis's comments. Thank you and welcome. You all fit in really well and appreciate all your support and guidance. And also just appreciate being in person. And I want to thank a lot of the former commissioners and chairs who were and former executive directors that were here. And that was a special, meeting yesterday and today, seeing a lot of participation. And it's a reminder that we all should be leading by example. This industry needs a lot of help and a lot of great leaders. So thank you to all the former commissioners, and it makes a benefit to coming here in person to see people, to see them live. So.
It's actually kind of surprises me that this is your first meeting, right? And it's only your second, right? I feel like you guys you immediately are already coaching and guiding us. We've done it a few times now, not even a full year, but enough that we still are needing lots of coaching.
Yeah.
So appreciate all of your guidance and help. Thank you. And of course, Risa and Joey and the staff, the team, Brandon and Susan and Jason. Thank you. Is there any other commissioner comments? No? Oh, wait, I'm getting there. I'd like to invite anyone from the audience if they'd like to come up and.
I think after 23 years of giving his heart, his blood, his sweat, and his tears, Joey Smith, you've done a wonderful job. I know you're going to represent every school the best you can.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joey.
Thank you, Joey. You're going to be missed. You have, oh no, you wanted to say something? Okay, come on in.
I didn't get a chance to say my name, Carlos Colon, IPT Orlando campus, and thank you so much for everything. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I was just really
You're
nervous.
representing both of the entities well, so.
I was really nervous, so.
No, you're good.
My bad.
He beat me to it, but as I've done in the past, on behalf of the Association of Post-Secondary Schools and Colleges, we wanted to thank Joey. It has been a journey. I've only been in this position for 4 years, which to some of you probably seems like a long time, but nothing compared to the lifetime worth of work that he's provided for our schools, and we very much appreciate it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm excuse me, Joe Angley, and I used to be a school owner. And my family's been in the school business for something like 60 years, and I want to thank you for coming back live because we normally invite our clients. It's a chance just to see them. I would say, come watch, which online that's a little not as engaging, right? So I do appreciate it, and look forward to seeing you all here in person many times in the future.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments. Well, seeing no other comments from the community, I'd like to, 12? Oh, sorry. I would like to thank you all for joining us today. Our next meeting is scheduled for July 27 and 28, 2023. I look forward to seeing everybody. With no further business come before the commission, we are adjourned. Oh.
There we go.